Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are in Bangor, Maine, where we get to see the NBA Finals 2019. My name is Marcus Baylor, and to my right is Ryan Eastman. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm glad to be back here for another finals round. Last year's was definitely very exciting, even though I'm not so sure about this year's travel plans. I'm not looking forward to racking up,
Oh,
20,000 miles possibly in a very short time period.
oh yeah. This is like when we're going cross country. It is not. This is definitely a cross country road trip.
Uh,
Well, flight trip, to
yes,
say it
and
least.
it's probably going to be
But
more than one flight if we're not lucky. So,
yeah,
and
but but in any way, here we are here in the FBA Finals, and we get to see the Hawaii Kahunas go up against the Bangor Tides. A finals that was a little bit unexpected, but both teams had to claw tooth and nail as both series went to 7 games in both conference finals.
yeah, and they definitely had a long journey here to the finals for both teams. I'm expecting fatigue to possibly play in, despite the fact the league has decided to add an extra day for travel between the two cities. I can't imagine road teams performing well in these situations under these conditions. I'm trying to remember now. I know Bangor had at least two 7 game series, I believe, and Hawaii similarly. Both teams really having to fight, and yes, Bangor has had, besides their first round sweep, they had two 7 game series against BLV and Plymouth. And Hawaii, almost every series has been 7 games, only beating the Voyagers in 6 games. So you have to imagine that's going to play a factor here as the series progresses.
Like both like this this playoffs as a whole has really been a more tooth and nail type of playoffs this year. Like we only really had two sweeps in the first round. While sweeps are still a little bit of rarity in general in the FBA, it still just goes to show that how much both all these teams wanted it. The variety of game sevens that we had in the playoffs alone has been phenomenal.
Yeah, and we now get to watch one of two teams win their first FBA championship over these next couple games. Hawaii and Bangor both still hunting for that elusive championship. And honestly, both teams are how the road they got here with their starting lineup is a little interesting comparing the two of them.
Oh yes, I think one of the biggest things that we're gonna have to look into, in my opinion, is the backcourt battle. As for the two spots in specifically, it's going to have this whole, the young gun going up against the veterans. Of course, JCK has only been in the league for about like 5 or 6 years, if I remember correctly,
Uh,
and even then, it's still quite a bit compared to Leon Delmont. But both of these backcourts have been playing very, very well throughout these.
yeah, and you talk about the backcourt with JCK and obviously the new addition Yona going up against Lance and Leon. It's easy to forget about the battle in the post. Zach Tate and Skinny Barrett going to be a big challenge for the Bangor Tides, Tiatera and Raul Kadane. Tiatera herself, a bit of a young star coming up, made almost, well, and that's going to be an interesting thing, is we have two players that were finalists for Most Improved Player, one being Tiatera, and obviously the winner, Yona Vastenhut. How Tiatera can handle playing against Scooney, almost annual MVP candidate, and obviously Zach Tate and Raul Kadane battle for the boards down low. Even though they may not be the main scorers for either team, they both play in a pivotal role, uh, getting those second chance points.
Yeah, and we also have to look at that on both defensive side. I can imagine that those two are probably going to have their most grittiest battles yet, as they get to possibly battle each other out in 7 games, which can pretty much be a huge stretch for either side.
Yeah, well, talking about defense versus offense, Bangor kind of not known this season for their defense. They led the league in offense, uh, but also were the worst team defensively, giving up 116 points a game. Whereas uh, Hawaii, more on the flip side of that, giving up only the third least points per game at 110, and obviously their offense was not as high powered compared to Bangor, but still placed them in the top 8 in terms of points per game. So I think tonight the big factor is, does Hawaii put a stop to Bangor, and can Bangor play their game? Because their game has playing their game, even if it is relying heavily on offense and not so much on defense, it has got them here to the finals here tonight.
Yeah, I'm more particularly looking into how both guard plays, especially with Lance and Leon, being very well known to drive into the paint a little bit. Seeing how they can go up against the bigs in Scooty Barrett and Zach Tate, because those two are very well known of being able get get really dirty in the paint against any guard and being able to defend against them. So finding a way to maneuver those two, especially, they're pretty much considered one of the best front courts in the FBA. It'll be interesting to see how that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, like I said, how it plays out. And I think both teams are starting to head onto the court now. Any last minute words before we get started here?
All I'm gonna say is that this is gonna be a very exciting FBA Finals as usual. This is gonna be very exciting. And all right, as you get to see the starting lineups for a little bit, get to see the two centers getting ready to go in. The FBA Finals now begins, and never mind. All right, a little bit of jitters going in on that one.
I was gonna say, you can tell the jitters already starting here tonight as both players failed to go for the ball on the.
Yep. And now we officially get things started, and we already get a turnover there as Doyle is able to pick it up. I believe that was JCK with a tip in, and we get a huge block. Already, the defense has pretty much gone haywire, and we get another steal. Very fast pace going on as we get to see possession. And again, another defensive stop, this time by Makin. I can't even keep up right now. And we're going to see Delmont finally being able to drive into the paint and get a quick layup, quick finger roll there. As Bangor gets the first shot after a wild number of possessions of turnovers. Goodness gracious.
Well, it was 30 seconds, 2 turnovers, 2 blocks, both teams failing to score, and we see another turnover there.
Yeah, and Delmont got the floor open, but decided to hold up, give it to Wildfire. Goes for a long two. He's able to get it down. Wildfire. Another shot in the finals. Possibly getting a ring. He wasn't able to get a ring in Albany. As we know that the Alphas was able to get their ring a year after he decided to move on to Arizona. As we get to see Zach Tate laid up.
Well, I don't think he decided, he was traded. He wasn't given much of an option.
Yeah, but right now, Lance has an opportunity to get that as we get to see a ball deep into Gadane. Gadane's not known for perimeter shooting, so he passes up to Tara. Tara trying to find a way to get into the paint. Instead goes for a tough mid-ranger, not even get it down, but Tara gets her own board, and she lays it in. So right now, Bangor is up 6-2 in game 1 of this final series, and we get to see Yona taking his time. Yona got it pretty well as he passes it up to JCK. JC getting a quick screen and gets for a good long ranger. Not able to get it down though as Kadane gets the board. All right, now Bangor has a chance to extend their lead as Delmont lays it up in it. So right now, great chance of getting into the paint often against the very tough Hawaii. And right now, Yona going up to Barrett. Barrett, pretty much known as the leader of this team. As it gets a quick screen from Tate. Has to do something with the rocket. Passes it over to Tate. Tate trying to find a way to get a tough fadeaway out. Not able to get it down. So Wildfire passing up to Makima. Makima going over to Kadane. Kadane laying it up. Not able to get it that time as Tate gets the board.
Yeah, tit for tat for them, both trying to test each other low in the post already. And JCK trying to, but Tate comes flying in.
Yeah, right now Tate leading up to Barrett, and Barrett with the quick slam.
Yeah.
Cutting the deficit down to 4.
I was going to say, I think dunks are going to be a common theme here tonight with this, Scooney Barrett dunk contest.
Yep. And right now, we're going to see Wildfire trying to go for that quick mid. Wasn't able to get it there. Yona is trying to find a way to test out his defender. Pass it up to JCK. JCK going. Tate headed back over to Yona.
Long range 3 there coming out. JCK pulling it back within 1. Tiatera and dishing it back to Mackenbach to Wildfire for 3 from the left corner. No good. Rattles out. Hawaii here a chance to get the lead for the first time here tonight as they dish it back to Vastenhout to the top of the post. Top of the perimeter, sorry.
Boop, boop.
And Kadane with the foul will send him to the line for 2 with the bucket for a chance at and 1. I think you're back, Marcus.
Then I am.
There you go. We lost you for a second there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a little bit of technical difficulty.
Those times when you spin around in your chair like a madman. You unplug God knows what in your chair.
Yeah, right now Hawaii's able to get the lead up by 1 this time. You see Tate going for this second free throw.
And well, first free throw, it was an and 1 opportunity.
The first 3. Yeah, sorry about that. Excuse me. Well, they have a chance to now. They got the lead up to 2. See if Bangor's able to answer back. As Wildfire passes it way down into Delmont, goes for the easy jammer there. Left him wide open in the paint.
Yeah, that was just a good screen call there. I mean, that's one of the best ways to get him off the ball and down to the post. It works out. And honestly, you could do that with Lance, too. It's a little bit more interesting to see the bunny fly up there than it is the tall cougar.
Yeah, right now Tate handing over to JCK. JCK going for a spin move. Trying to lay it up, but a huge, hard foul by Leon.
I think someone needs to tell him it's not the hockey. You don't shoulder check someone on the way up.
Yeah, and JCK able to get the first one down pretty easy. And he's good on the second.
Yeah.
So Hawaii now back up to 2.
I don't think he was affected by the contact, but that might stay in his mind later. If Leon's going up for a shot, he might pay him back a little bit there.
Yeah, he's going to be pretty physical as Kadane going over to Tara. Tara trying to go for an alley-oop to Wildfire.
And speaking of which, answering back with a dunk of his own over top of someone. I couldn't tell who that was.
Yeah, now what a good highlight there as we get into this finals. It's tied 12 apiece. Right now, JCK going for a mid-ranger, not able to get it down, but Barrett passes it up to Tate. Tate laying up, and no good. So Leon gets the board. Leon passing up to Tara, which is on her own. Great transition offense there. And she gets a quick, easy little dunk there.
That's 3 dunks in a row for Bangor.
Yeah, Hawaii once again has to find a way to tighten up on defense in the paint. And then you see Lalube. JCK going for a 3. Not even getting it down, but Tate cleaning up the board with a quick dunk of his own. Right now, it just seems like a little mini dunk contest in the FBA Finals.
And Tate's so difficult to deal with, 7'5". I mean, the tallest Bangor player on the floor right now is Tiatera at 7'3", I believe, but he's just so good at getting down in the post and getting those second chance buckets and putting them right away back.
Yeah, right now, Delmont going for a mid-range jumper of his own as he brings it up to 2 once again.
He scored half their points tonight, but I think he also has half their turnovers.
Yeah. Because Leon is very known to be an offensive powerhouse, but not really good on the defense. Yona showing a good example of a bad defense on Delmont.
I didn't know Vassar
He's able to
could
get
dunk.
the easy lane for 2. Hey, you'd be surprised because these are even though that he's not as athletic, doesn't mean he doesn't know how to get up there.
Well, I
As
mean, if he's
Terra
that open too, I
gets a quick
guess.
screen from Wildfire, and
I'm
right now passes it up to Delmont. Delmont got a quick spin wheel, got his defender down, but a good help on defense there. But Kadane is able to clean up the board.
I don't know how I feel about Lance throwing himself in front of someone like Tate to do a screen. Is that a really effective? Is the question.
Yeah, and we get a quick reach-in foul by Wildfire on Tate. That was definitely not a switch that he would have liked. Is able to get his first foul as Alphonse is in the game, passing up to Tate. Going back over to Norwich, pass it over to Hill. Going over to Kikian. Sophia, pass it into the paint to Hill. Hill laying it up. No good there as Delmont gets the quick board. Now on 9%, passing it up to Wildfire. Wildfire laying it up, and it's in. And the Kahunas go for a quick timeout as they're down by 4 with 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first quarter of Game 1.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Bangor's just been shooting too well. Aside from their turnovers, they've just been. That's the only thing that's really kept Hawaii close right now is the fact that Bangor turned the ball over and has allowed them to get offensive rebounds here to start.
Yeah, you got that right. They're going to have to find a way to make sure to try and limit them on offense just a little bit and they'll be able to have some kind of run for Hawaii.
And we see both teams bring out the majority
right
of their bench players, including Blancmage, a player who used to be for the Tides.
Yeah, former Tides players. You can just see if he can win one against his former team, as they were able to get a quick layup there. Bangor's up 20-18. And they still have Lance on the floor as he passes over to Doris Quach. Heading over to Iverson. Trying to find a way to get it around on the arc. Trying to pass it up to Quach. Quach for 3, and it's good.
Yeah, I don't blame them for leaving Lance on the floor. I mean, honestly, they have almost 3 starting point guards between Pura, Lance, and Leon, so they can do a rotation and have the best point guards on the floor at the time and steal there.
Yeah, good quick pause there by Kadane as right now Bangor trying to get level the playing field. Quick pass over to Namkaki. Heading over to Iverson. Iverson going to Quach. Lots of passing here as Kadane goes for a tough shot there. I don't know about that shot selection as Hawaii is able to get it back in. They lose the ball very quickly as it gets off of Wildfire's foot pause.
And Lance now, almost got the steal there too. Very lucky.
Yeah, Norwich going for a good mid-ranger there as he's able to cut the deficit down to 3 with only 2:30 left in the first quarter. Right now, Quach passing over to Namkaki. Namkaki back to Elsinore, and he gets the. Right now, Bangor is now making it rain behind the arc. Hands it over to Norwich. Alphonse. They're right getting a quick screen there. Maybe looking to go try to get a quick drive. Get it defended well as he go over to kick in. Going over to Blanc. Very well known for the mid-range, but not able to get it down that time. And it is out of bounds on the Tide. So Kahuna will get it back with a fresh 24.
Yeah, mistakes like that will cost the team in the long run. So even if they have a lead, they can't afford to give any rope to hang themselves with here.
Yeah, right now Hill has has the ball right now, and Hawaii's got a really good chance here, as since they get another possession via turnover with a full set of 24, and they'll take advantage of that as Norwich goes for the long. So far, both teams are fighting very, very, very well. We haven't really seen many leading swaps. Neither team are really backing down, as we're going to see Iverson heading over to Namkaki. Namkaki heading over to Quach. Getting a quick screen from Got to do something with the ball. Go for a tough mid-ranger. Not able to get it down. As App was able to get the board. Hill with the rock. Hill taking his time, going pulling back on defense, trying to go for this ISO. Gets a quick screen there from Blanc, going for a tough three. Not able to get it down at all, as it hits nothing but air.
Yeah, she can't help but be a little disappointed in that air ball, and the crowd letting her hear it too. When you could hear them over the microphone screaming out air ball. You know the crowd's into it now.
Yeah, the crowd is making sure this is a tough place to play here as well. You don't want any kind of momentum as Iverson gets fouled in the region, and once again, it's Juniper Hill. It's
Well,
the first personal foul.
I mean, looking at the fans, how many Hawaii jerseys do you see out there? They are 5,000 miles away from home right now. How many fans do you think really were able to make
Yeah,
it
it's
out
not
here?
very many. Yeah, Elsa Norris trying to go for a quick mid-range, not able to get it down. As App was able to get it down. Sunderman with the rock. Passes over to Norwich, heading over to Sunderman. Sunderman going over to Sophia. Sophia getting a nice little screen there. Passing up to Monge. Excuse me. Monge losing the ball there as we get to see Katu passing over to Quatch Cross for the mid-ranger, and it is easy as possible. Though I would have said, considering all the time that she did have, she should have put her paws right outside of the arc to get that easy three. But hey, points to
And also, I wouldn't say pie with Lance on the bench. He might hear you.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not focused on food right now. He has to get the game. As Monge going for a tough mid-ranger, and he's able to miss it. And that'll be the end of the first quarter as Bangor is up by 6, 28-22.
Yeah, very close game despite the difference in field goal percentage here. Bangor up in the upper 60s / lower 60s in field goal percentage, where Hawaii much more reasonable in the 40s, but it's been their, I want to say, hustle that's kept them in this, going for the offensive rebounds, crashing the board, getting turnovers, even though at the end there they started to turn the ball over themselves.
Yeah, I will have to say, I think that one of the biggest things that with Bangor being a little bit careless with the ball, especially with Leon Delmont, he's not very known to be very good at keeping the ball off the opponent's hands. We get to see a quick shot from Norwich once again. We get it down, but we get a quick cleanup by as they cut the deficit down to 4. But yeah, right now, those turnovers are doing Hawaii a ton of favors right now but of course they have to do whatever they can to stop Bangor from getting into the paint, like we're seeing here as we get a quick spin move to a finger roll from Puro Doris.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Bangor attack the post here tonight, considering they have some good three-point shooters in Wildfire and Mackenbach.
Yeah, right now we get to Sophia laying it up and in, showing how that she can get into the paint too.
And that's the big key stat here. 12 more points on the fast break. That's almost half of their points right there have come on fast breaks for Bangor.
And now we get to see a nice quick dish into the paint as we little lay in as Bangor's up to 6. And you're right on that regard. I think it's because of the fact that Bangor wants to play a more faster pace of basketball, while for Hawaii, they more want to grind it out as the game goes on. And we get to see a quick alley-oop layup to Ab as they're able to bring the deficit back down to 4.
Yeah, I mean, this is the key factor here. They need to stay within striking range. I mean, that's the biggest thing is they can put up the points, and they need to be careful with the fouls. That's the other thing. That Bangor is a pretty good free throw shooting team, and Lance and Leon and Puro are not afraid to get some fouls started on the other team.
And as long as they're able to draw all these fouls, it'll be easy to get some easy points. And this is something you really don't want late in the game.
Well, I mean, to be fair, at this point they're shooting 65% from the field. Maybe they're worse on the free throw line. I don't think they're going to go to hack a bear moment, but they might have to at some point if Bangor, they do not find an answer to this relentless offense from them.
Yeah, right now we get to see Sophia passing over to Norwich, passing over to Sophia once again. Get a nice quick screen from Ab. And right now we get to see a mid-ranger. Now we get a down. Good defense there by Bangor that time. And right now we get to see Quatch passing over. Well, excuse me. Tudor passing it over to Quatch and going over to Iverson. Iverson going for a step back, and it's good. So right now Bangor slowly creeping away from Hawaii as they're now up by 8. Have a chance to get to double digits. Can they get a stop here as Sophia heading over to Kiel? Kiel going over to Norwich. Norwich thinking of the 3, but decided to go into the paint. Ab going to lay up, and it's in. See, yeah, right now Hawaii's doing an excellent job trying to stay into this game, not making this game go into a double-digit deficit. As Quatch. And then over to Elsinore. Elsinore thinking of driving a little bit. Not able to get it down. He passes over to Iverson. Iverson going to Quatch. Quatch. That's a tough pass. He passes over to Imperio. Imperio for a tough 3, and it's no good. Hits the side of the rim, not even making it to the net. So a shot clock violation. As Hawaii gets the rock back.
Yeah, I mean, that gave Diego no favors there. Defense was right in his face. Shot clock was at 0, basically.
Yeah, and right now, Sophia with the rock. Hawaii's really picking it up on defense now as we hit close to the 8 minutes and 40. We had another reach-in foul on Tudor, and he knows that it was on him. This gives us a chance to get a couple of subs in as we get to see Iverson getting sought for Mockenbach. Kilo gets a quick steal there from Mockenbach, and Quatch has a chance for some more fast break points, but gets fouled there by.
Yeah, that's just Vastanu getting overwhelmed. I mean, Mackenbach in stride intercepted that pass there, and Pura was going to outrun him if he did not put up any kind of paw, and he just get called for the contact.
Yeah, they kind of really had no choice but to either go for the easy lay-in by Purador's Quatch. But either or, it might end up not mattering because considering that Pura is one of the best backup point here in the FBA.
Yep, and we're going to see substitutions from both teams. The hometown hero Kealoha subbed out, or moved around actually.
And Quatch is able to get the second one. So now let's see. Tate passes over to Yona. Yona with a quick lay-in with 2 guys. Over right now, Pura passing over to Tudor. Tudor gets a stolen there by Barrett as Doyle with the rock. Doyle passing over to Yona. Yona going back to Doyle. Doyle getting quick. And he's going up, and it's good. And Tara with her first personal.
Yeah, another and one opportunity. Honestly, Hawaii hasn't made it to the line all that much here tonight, but they have been converting when doing so. Might be something they need to push more.
Yeah, as I said, that the Bangor is not really that good on the defensive end. I'm surprised that they haven't really tried and shoved it into down deep into the throats into the paint. We can see a quick mid-ranger. Now we get it down there. That as right now we get to see Yona surveying the field, trying to get a quick screen from Tate, but instead goes up to the free throw line to get an easy mid-range jumper there.
And more importantly, Hawaii only down to 1 here at this point. They've slowly worked their way back in.
Yeah, they're trying to make sure that everything's good. But Delmont passing over to Diego. Diego for 3, and it is good. Do not leave that black lion there by himself because he will kill you every time.
Diego ain't a lion.
Oh, excuse me.
You're thinking of Ricardo on the Bikers.
Yeah, my bad. All right. Anyway.
Look, you got a sad Diego looking at you. You deal with it.
Hey, it's all good in the hood. Anyway, all right. So Kadane going up, laying up, and right now, Bangor are still up by 4. See if they can try to get a stop here as JCK passing over to Tate. Tate laying it up, and it is good. And right now, Delmont passing over to Mockenbach. Mockenbach going over to Imperio. Diego passing up to Delmont. Delmont going over to Terra. Passing up to Delmont. A lot of passing going on as they're trying to find a way to get a shot. Instead, passing over to Kadana. Kadana was able to draw the foul on Tate. That was kind of a little bit of a silly foul considering what the spot was. But Kadane has a chance to extend this lead up to 4.
Yeah, that was a shot that he would have missed all likelihood if he hadn't, even if he hadn't had that hard contact. But he's good at the free throw line, so they might as well give away 2 points here to him. And now Hawaii's got to answer back on the other end.
And Kadane was able to make the second. So that's probably one of the biggest things that has kept the Tides with the lead. The contact as Barrett's able to slam it down. So it looked like it was a little bit of a rough one, but still, it went down either way.
And that's all that counts in the end. This isn't the dunk contest. There are no style points.
Yeah, right now, Terra looking to find a way to get it down, but another reach-in foul by Yona, and that's his second personal. And right now, we're going to see Terra getting the quick swap. Right on Namkaki. Bringing it in as Delmont. Cougar trying to find a way to get into the paint. Quick spin move. Trying to lay it up. And it's good. Very tough shot there from the second-year player. And right now you get to see 8 out of his 10 points as Gilman in the paint. And the Kahunas once again call timeout. And that's really been their main issue so far into this game for Hawaii, is that they haven't found a way to stop them from getting into the paint as often as they do.
Yeah, and I mean, it's scary that Bangor hasn't even really pushed to the three-point line all that much outside of Diego's three-pointer, and now Hawaii is starting to make some mistakes.
Yes, a really bad turnover there is. Luckily, there was no conversion there on the Tide side. As right now, Juniper back. Hopefully, she'll be able to clean up her game after her last time in. She passes over to Yona. Yona. Trying to find a way to get back. Going over to Tate. And Tate looked like it got blocked there, but able to get it back. And it is still good. So right now it was a good defensive effort by Kadane, but it wasn't enough there as Tate was able to clean up his own.
I mean, that's just the dangerous thing with Tate. He always cleans up his mistakes. He's that close to the rim at that point. He might as well just go for the rebound.
Yeah, and Tate once again clearing out the ball as Doyle tried to go for the 3, but it's no good. As Wildfire trotting down a little into the perimeter, passing over to Nomkaki. Nomkaki hands over to Wildfire. Wildfire wide open for 3. Was very lucky that it didn't went down. And right now we'll get to see Hill. Passes over to Tate. Tate pulling it back. Back over to Basson Hood. Yona going back into the perimeter as he gets a quick pass over to Wildfire. And Wildfire was not able to get it, but luckily it looked like Barrett was the last one to touch it.
Yeah, he made the mistake of going for it instead of letting it bounce out, but I think he was afraid Lance was going to get it.
Yeah, right now the Tides once again has another opportunity. It passes over to Namkaki. Namkaki going to Kadane. Passes it over to Delmont. Leon getting a good screen there. Trying to go for that spin move, but gets fouled hard by Scooney. So that'll be his first personal of the game. And for right now, for the rest of this half, the Tides will be in the bonus. So no matter what foul it is, they'll be going to the line.
Yeah, well, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. That's... at this point, they really should be going for steals, so I don't see them going to the line unnecessarily, but...
Yeah, well, Bangor is able to get up by 4 once again, 49-45 as we hit to close to about 3 left in this game. Hill getting a screen from Scooney. Juniper passing over to Vazanu, who's got a wide open lane, but instead takes the easy mid range. So right now they have cut the deficit down to 2. They are still in this game, and I don't believe it. Nobody has led in double digits at all at this point in this game. As Delmont with a huge slam. Cougar showing some quickness there in that possession as Vassenhood brings it up.
Yeah,
Right now we're going to see Scooney with Yona going over to Tate. Tate laying it up, and it's good.
Yeah, Delmont not much of a defensive player there, even though he has the size to match him. Tate just might as well have just dropped it in over his head. And the timeout here, Bangor only leads by 2 with 2 minutes and 37 seconds left. Hawaii always dogging at the heels of Bangor here tonight. What can they do to finally get over the hump and get in front?
Well, I think it's pretty simple. Try your hardest to try drawing the foul and find a way to stop them from going into the paint. Because right now that's been their go-to. And right now we're going to see a quick steal there from Doyle. Some great defense there by Hawaii. And right now Doyle getting guarded well by Randy. Has to pull it back a little bit. Passes over to Vasil. Yona getting a screen from Scooney. And finding his way into the paint and gets fouled. Wildfire. That'll be his second personal, and the crowd's not liking that call at all, but it was pretty obvious.
Well, if it wasn't on Lance, it was going to be on Kadane. One of the two of them were going to get called for a foul there.
Yeah, right now Hawaii has a chance to tie this up 51 apiece. We're going to see Norwich coming back into the game. Long time kahuna. As right now we get to see Yoda go for the second. And it is good. So now we're tied up 51 all with almost 2 minutes left into the first half. While handing over to Kadane. Wildfire passes over to Nokaki. Gake passes it up to Wildfire. Wildfire going over to Delmont. And we get a quick reach-in foul.
Well, I take it back. They did get to go to the line for free here.
Yeah. As I said, they are in the bone.
Yeah, it was a little silly there for a reach-in. I mean, it's at this point, especially against Lance, who's not known for being easy to generate turnovers off of, it seems a little silly to reach in. And now Norwich going to lead the way for Hawaii. Stepping inside the paint, no good, but Kadane with the offensive rebound. On the other end, Makabach, alley-oop to Leon. Making it easy there as Leon just dunks over the defense. They weren't expecting a layup, an alley-oop a few seconds into the possession.
And right now, Yona passing up to Tate. Tate headed over to Hill. Hill passing over to Yona. Yona getting a quick screen from. We got a quick, good, able to draw the foul there against Tate. As Yona. What?
Yeah, good on the first. Chance to bring it back within a single bucket with only 1 minute and 18 seconds left here. Close game. Could go either way before the end of the half. We're going to see one more substitution for Hawaii here. A little surprising to see them subbing out their big scorers in the last minute of the quarter, but I see perhaps want to get some fresh players in, especially some long-range shooters here. And both teams actually perfect from the free throw line here tonight so far. Lance.
Yeah, right now we're going to see Wildfire with the easy lay-in there.
And they're just going to burn some shot clock here on the other end. Try and get it so that they get the final shot. Vasenhoot. Shot clock starting to run down. Spin move into the paint. Pump fakes against Lance. Finally gets the bucket up. No good, but Kealoha. Offensive rebound. The putback is good for 2. Lance can come to the other end. Unless there's a quick shot here, Bangor will not have the final shot as shot clock ticking down, but 24 seconds left. It will belong to Hawaii at this point. Leon in the post. Gives it back to Wildfire on the perimeter. Screen for the 3 from the corner. No good. 14 seconds left. Vasenhoot, who will get the final shot for... Oh, wow. They're saying Juniper Hills slipped out of bounds there trying to get by Leon Delmont. It will go back to Bangor for the final possession. And no good on the final possession there. Bangor ends the half up by a very small margin considering how well they have shot here tonight. And Hawaii, a bit of a surprise being able to stay so close despite not finding an answer to stop Hawaii's offense. As we see, it has slipped a little bit here at the end. Bangor still up by 2. Field goal percentage up at 59%. Hawaii has pulled it up to 53 after being in the 40s earlier.
Yeah, I will have to say a really great game so far between these two teams. It's been a grind game, every possession it seems.
Yeah, and we're going to take a look at the stats now for the half. Leon Delmont leading the way for Bangor with 16 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block. Lance Wildfire, 10 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 50% from the field, but struggling from beyond the arc here, 0 for 3 so far. Raul Kadane, 6 points, 6 rebounds, on his way to a double-double with 2 steals and a block to his name as well. Getting it done on defense and pulled down an offensive board as well. Mackenbach, very quiet here tonight, but has been good on defense with 2 steals, a block, and that big assist to Leon for the alley-oop. Tiatera, 2 for 3 from the floor, so 4 points total, 1 rebound and 1 assist. One of that rebound, the only rebound being an offensive rebound, in fact. Iverson, 2 points, 2 assists, 1 for 1 from the floor. Namkeki, 1 assist, 1 turnover as well. Not a lot produced in his 10 minutes on the floor, but Pura being efficient, 9 points in 9 minutes, a lot of them coming from the line, 4 for 4 from there. Elsinore also doing well for Bangor's bench stats, 7 points, 1 rebound, 3 for 5 with a 3-pointer. Tudor has a turnover to his name, but nothing more. And Piero, 3 points, only 2 3-pointers attempted. Katu, 2 assists and a rebound, nothing point-wise. Jumping on over to Hawaii now. Vasenhoot leading the way with Tate not far behind, 14 points for the Yona. 2 assists, 5 for 6 and 4 for 4 from the free throw line, but 3 fouls kind of at risk. Tate, 13 points, 8 rebounds, leading the way, including assists with 4. Getting it done everywhere. And Scooney Barrett at 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 for 3 from the floor. Warren Doyle, 1 for 3, 3 points to his name, 1 rebound and a steal and a turnover. JCK had a cold night so far, 1 for 6 from the floor, 5 points total with 2 assists, 2 free throws, pulling up his point total. Alphonse Norwich, 2 assists and 4 points. Sophia, 2 points, 1 for 2. Juniper Hill, 9 minutes, not a lot done, assist and a steal. Rooney, 8 points and 4 rebounds, perfect from the floor. Blancmage, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. Kealoha, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 5 minutes, not a lot of time on the floor, but has been effective. And then Sunderman, blank across the board aside from his minutes. Not a lot you can say for that in that short time period, but he hasn't had a turnover at the very least. And quick play to Doyle coming in. Teardrop is good to tie it up here. First possession of the game, second half. Tiatera, top of the post, giving over to Delmont. He's going to go isolation against JCK. Spin move. Tries to lay it up and in. No good. Doyle pulls down the rebound. Hawaii with a chance here for the rare point of having a lead in this game. They've had one so far as a long two, no good. Left wide open, but just could not convert there. And now Mackenbach on the other end. Great matchup against Doyle in terms of size, and just spun around and put it up. Helping reestablish a little bit of a lead here, but Hawaii, with that foul now and one opportunity, Hawaii could pull ahead should Tate make this extra free throw. Score tied at 59 apiece here. And it is good, and Hawaii will take the lead here for only the second time tonight, but it really only matters when it comes down to that final stroke of the clock, who's in the lead and who is left behind. Delmont for Bangor, calling for a screen from Kadane, gets into the post. He returns the and one against Tate with one of his own. Not sure how he got around Tate there to get that ball up in the air like that, but chance to push it back to two here with a free throw. And it is good. Both teams on pace scoring-wise to break 100 here tonight. Possibly even 120 if they keep going at this rate. Back over, take quick pass to JCK, but blocked from behind by Leon. I don't think he was expecting him to be so close behind him. And Tia Terra answering with a dunk.
Yeah, once again, the pace is picking it up a bit for Bangor as they extend the lead up to 4.
Yeah, like I said, Bangor falling behind a little bit. And JCK, quick play. Again, blocked by Leon down low in the post.
Yeah, really good court awareness.
Yeah, and that's been the problem for JCK. 3 of his misses coming from blocks now from Leon. Can't really blame him for a poor shooting percentage then tonight. But Tate, Mr. Consistent for Hawaii, down low in the post. He has been automatic.
That's their bread and butter in Hawaii. Once they are able to get control of the paint offensively, it's really hard to try and contain them. We're going to see Gadane with a dunk of his own. It just seems like a battle of the paint so far in this first half.
And now in the second half, it is continued here, and Doyle gets his matchup against Tia that he wants in terms of speed, but again, they go back to Tate. This time, no good.
Yeah, that was really a tough shot there for Tate to really get there, getting that quick pass, have to go for a quick under. He's not able to make it that time. As Tara is able to make the her own, kept bringing up the lead to 6.
Yeah, Tia Terra gets overlooked sometimes, considering she is one of the younger bloods, not as flashy as Leon. But there she is, stealing the ball, one-on-one against Scooney. Can she finish? And yes, she can.
Yeah, but even though that she isn't as flashy, I feel like that she is one of the rising stars in this league. She has really showed her strut ever she started in her career.
Yes, definitely coming in to replace Cassie Whitelatch. She has shown that she was more than ready when they decided to bring her in. And now Mackenbach. We see the first double-digit lead here tonight off of a scoring flurry from Bangor, 72-62. And I don't blame the Kahunas calling timeout here. They have got to stop this momentum.
Yeah, right now it just seems to me that the Tides have been too much, really, when it comes to the pacing of this game. As I said before earlier, the pacing has to be fast in order for Bangor to win this game. And right now it has been all fast all the time as we get into the close to the halfway point of the third.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Hawaii is letting the Tides dictate pace here tonight. And it's starting to create mistakes on their end, and defensively they're leaving players open. I can't wait to see the end of the game when we see how many fast break points there were. And JCK finally going to answer back with a long two-pointer there.
Yeah, they really need to stop the bleeding here. It was a very much needed bucket, but now they have to do something here on defense.
And they're going to call it out on Lance and go on over to the Kahunas.
Yep, much needed defensive change there. As now we see Hawaii trying to cut the deficit down a little bit more. Like I said, even though it's been an 8-point game, it's very well within reach.
I mean, we've seen them whittle away at leads before, and now question is, can they do it again? And JCK gonna challenge, and once again, I feel like every time Hawaii has gone to the free throw line, it's been off of a and one opportunity here.
Yeah, and once again, it's Leon just, of course, showing his little bit of complaints to the ref,
Well, I mean,
but
considering he
that's
was
obviously
pushed
that
out
was
of the
pretty
way,
clear.
he wanted an offensive foul there, considering he was the one being leaned back and not in the way. But he said a chance here, and this is how I think Hawaii can get back in this game is start getting foul trouble going on Bangor's side. I mean, get Lance and Leon, force, especially Kadane, force them to make contact to defend against them. Hawaii has two of the best post players in the league with Scooney and Tate, and utilize them. They have tried here tonight, but they've struggled to convert. But Lance stretching the defense now with a three of his own.
Yeah, even though we're not seeing a lot of 3-pointers from the two main guards, which is a little bit surprising in this game. They when they are able to take it, they take it with.
Yeah, I mean it's a little surprising to see it, but again, the way that these two teams have been scoring from the paint, I can't blame them. And seeing Scooney get the matchup he wants is another example of why they're doing that. These teams love to throw screens out and get those height mismatches down low in the post.
Yeah, right now both teams are really trying to play bully ball as they try to find a way to get an opening into the paint each time. And it's not different here as Tara is able to draw the foul on Vassenhout. And that's his fourth foul of the game. He has to be really careful from now. He might get pulled out.
Yeah, and I mentioned that at the half that with 3 fouls, I think they'll be fine. If he gets to 5, they will sub him out. With how close this game is, I think they need him in. But we'll see what they decide to do. And it looks like Bangor will be making a substitution. But I don't think Hawaii has decided here. And Doyle's going to bring up the other end. But Julian, fast play, picking up the pace on his own.
Yeah, a little bit of surprise there for Kahunas. And yes, it looks like Yona is still on the court. So he will still be playing out even with 4.
Yeah, now we see the lineup that Bangor, they substituted Diego in. And even though Tara gets it down low, I think this is Bangor's bread and butter 3-point setup with Mackenbach, Diego, and Lance on the floor. So watch out. We might start seeing Bangor shooting some threes here if they want to really put this lead out of reach.
Yeah, they're trying to find a way to put it away really quickly as they know they have a good, decent lead. If they get a couple of threes in, that'll put Hawaii into some big.
Yeah, and unfortunately that wide open shot, no good. But here we see it, and Piero from beyond the arc is good. He was good from the left sideline, now he's good from the right. And I have to feel bad for Hawaii at this point. They haven't really solved the post problem, and now they're being stretched out to the perimeter.
And that's kind of what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to find a way to figure out a way to try and calm one of these things down. Now they're trying to kill you from the perimeter. It's not looking good as we get to see JCK go for 3, but it's not good this time.
I mean, and that might just be their late game strategy here, Bangor. Stretch them out so that in the fourth quarter they're even weaker in the post when you need it the most. But Tia Tara against Scooney has done her part, especially getting the offensive rebounds and those second chance buckets. She might not be paid like him, but she is definitely showing her worth here tonight.
Yeah, she's even though that she's not really the strength in your face type of player, she really is pretty athletic as well. So seeing her being able to use her quickness, trying to use her athleticism to get into the paint, it's just, it's really her style.
Yeah, and she definitely has a bit of an advantage on him at 7'4", so she is utilizing her what she has best right now against Scooney. Scooney, I think, needs to be a little bit more physical, especially on offense, and try and get her in some foul trouble because she is on a roll right now.
And right now we get to see Bangor up by 12. They have a chance to extend it even more. Let's see if Tara bring it up. Now this time we get to see Quach missing the three at that point. So right now, Sophia with the rock, passing over to Ab. Ab pulling it back over to Sophia. Sophia headed over to Tara as Quach brings it up.
Oh, Tia Tara
Oh,
almost.
yeah, Tia was trying to go over for this quick dunk there, but is not able to get it down. Diego passing it up. A lot of passing our Bangor side. They're going to do something with the rock. Pura for a tough two. Not able to get it down as Monj able to get the quick ball. Norris trying to take his time. Passing over to Monj. Long range right here as he's passing over to GCK one more time back into behind the arc. Get a quick screen. JCK for three, not able to get it down as Kadane gets the board. Diego for three, no good that time. But Tia Tara once again showing what she can do into the paint, and she's able to get the.
I mean, she is matching Tate stride for stride here in terms of effectiveness in the post, and Rooney coming off the bench is also showing how dangerous he can be, especially when matched up against maybe not as strong of a Bangor post on the bench.
Right now, Pura trying to find her way into the paint, and she gets fouled there by Mond, and that'll be his first personal of the game. Right now, we get to see Leon's shot as obviously a lot of his shots have been made within. He has been on fire when it comes to that.
And like I said, Lance and Leon both resting right now for the final quarter.
Yeah, it's probably wise to do that as we get to see Pura making the first one. And we're going to see some substitutions here on the Hawaii's end. As we get to see most of the second get back into the fray as Pura is able to make the second one. Excuse me.
And a 14-point
so right
lead
now,
here.
Yeah, right now Kealoha passing over to Sunderman. So pass it deep into the paint once again to Kealoha. Kealoha pulling it back a little bit, deciding to hand it over to Sunderman. Sunderman driving it on his own. Great movement there by Sunderman as he's able to get the easy for the two. And right now, Iverson getting blocked hard there by Mont, but he gets fouled at that point. So Iverson will go on to the line for two.
And at this point, what do you think Hawaii needs to do to make a solid comeback here? I mean, if Desi makes these two free throws, they'll be up by 14.
And honestly, I really feel like they have to find a way to slow the pace down. Because right now, it just seems like the pace is at overdrive. Bangor is best suited in that scenario as Iverson's not able to make the first one. And I believe that was the first miss in this game?
I believe you're right from the free throw line.
Yeah, which is a little bit of a rarity right now, it seemed. But, you know, it's free throws. You're going to miss one eventually.
Well,
as
I'd make that too. You just cursed her. Good job. 12 points. That's how That's how Bangor loses here tonight. Those two free throws. Maybe they miss the next 12. Hawaii comes back and wins.
And right now we get to see a little bit of shake and bake. No good there as Bangor is able to get the ball back as Elsinore looking for something as he's going along the arc, pulling it back a little bit, going for ISO here. See if he can take on Monge one-on-one. And he does so with a quick finger roll, but not able to get it down. Monge got the boards. He passes it up to Sunderman. Sunderman waiting for his guys to get set as he passes over to Norwich. Norwich getting a screen from Monge. As we get to see Norwich trying to lay it up on his own, but not getting it done. But Kealoha gets they pass it back out. Sophia getting a quick screen, got a lane open, but it gets the help that they need for Bangor, and right now Kealoha has to go for a tough layup, and it is good. So they cut the deficit down to 10 with less than a minute left in the third quarter, and a bad pass. They're trying to find a way to get more fast break points, but it ends up costing them as once again Hawaii has a chance to cut the deficit down to single digits as Keel with the rock. We're going to get into the paint. Going for that quick spin move layup. It was a tough shot. No good. Good Elsinore with the rebound. And right now, Katsu loses the ball again. Another turnover as Sunderman gets the board. Hawaii, another chance with to get it within single digits. Passes it over to Kealoha. Passes it up to Sunderman. Sunderman looking for the open man. Kealoha goes for that long range once again. No good, but Kealoha with the rebound. A lot of point chances here on this possession. As the Sophia getting guarded hard by passes over to Norwich. Norwich with a long two. No good. And that is how we end the third quarter. Some good defense there on the Tide's end, even with the costly turnovers. If if Hawaii actually made those shots, this would have been a whole different ball.
Yeah, I mean, this game would be a single-digit lead, maybe down to 6 or lower here. I mean, we're going to have to see how they answer back. Now with starters back on the floor, Delmont will give it on over to Iverson. Back to Delmont. Up and on Kakian. Actually, a little bit of a surprise here. Bangor and the shot clock getting below 10 seconds, but Pura, long range too. Could have been a 3, but no good. And that is a shocking fact. 3 minutes without a point from the Tides, considering that they are this high up in the score, and that is the case. I'm shocked.
I mean, I guess it kind of goes to show that Hawaii, with a huge jammer. I was going to say that Hawaii has still been struggling in their own right, but not there as Tate with the easy jammer.
I mean, I didn't see a struggle in that regard. I mean, there was no one around him for miles. He caught the ball, looked around, saw no one, and decided, okay, I'll just slam it down, I guess.
Yeah, you cannot leave Tate open in the paint like. And right now we get to see a long 3 there is no good. I don't know what was going on over.
Yeah, I think the shot clock just they lost track of it in the terms of developing the play, and they made a player who normally doesn't shoot threes take a 3. I mean, we've seen it before, But Tate gonna get the ball after being juggled around, and again, as long as he gets the ball within 3 feet of the basket, he's been very good. 22 points total, 18 from the paint itself. I think the other 4 have come from the free throw line. So we see a play developing with Pura for 3. It's no good, though, and Desi fighting for the offensive rebound. It gets tapped 3 times, but she finally pulls it down, and the defenders had lost track of the ball, and she had an easy layup.
Yeah, Iverson getting a little bit of a lucky touch there. We're going to see Mons trying to answer back, but not able to get it down.
And, again, Hawaii needs every basket. In this case, I feel like they need to just crash the boards no matter what, or just step around the defense. Blancmont showing his veteran knowledge, being able to outplay them down low in the post. But Iverson, what you can do, I can do better, slamming it down. And we see both teams ready to bring in their starters, I believe.
Yeah, and at this point in the final stretch of this game, I'm not going to be surprised. It is game 1 of the finals, trying to get that punch as Tate laying it up, and it's good.
Honestly, at this point, Bangor just needs to double team him, but Iverson, again, Leon, able to throw it over the heads of the defense. They were not expecting her to get down the court that fast.
Yeah, right now it just seems like it's a Tate versus Iverson in the paint, as we get to see Hawaii trying to see if they can answer back once again into the paint.
And they
do so there this time with Tate.
See, but here's the problem. There has not been a dead ball for the last minute and a half. And now the Tides will call timeout because they've decided they've had enough. They want to get their starters on the floor. And I think we got to see what defensive adjustments they've made. I would honestly double team Tate at this point. I mean, Scooney is a danger always, but Tate has just been too good tonight to singly guard him.
Well, that's the thing, though. Is kind of one of those pick your poisons because now that Tate's on a roll, it wouldn't take that long for Scooney to be on a roll too if you leave him open like that. So at this point, it's really one of those pick your poisons. Do you want to double team Tate at this point? Maybe, but we still have 9 minutes left. I still think that they have to go a little bit with regular defense as they do. As we get to see a quick reach in on Tate, and that'll be his third personal of the game.
Yeah, and I think I see the substitution they wanted to make in really, which is Gaston coming on the floor. I think he's meant to be a bit of a better guard against Tate considering his size. He's a better matchup for him. I think that's the play that Bangor's going to go with here and give Kadane a little bit more rest before the final stretch.
Yep.
Doyle for three is no good, but Tate again, offensive rebound and putback. Hawaii, they are within sight of Bangor, down by 4. This was a 14-point game not long ago, but Gaston answering back with one of his own.
Yeah, right now it just seems to be that Tate has really been the leading man scoring wise for the Kahunas. They might as well continue dishing it to him. As right now we get to see some easy movements there. As we get to see Hawaii, they come deficit to 4.
And the big question is, if only they could actually stop Bangor, what would the score be right now? Because every time Tate scores, Bangor just answers back with a quick bucket of their own. And now they're double teaming Leon. But like you said, they're picking their poison. They just left Gaston wide open in the post. And it was an easy assist for the Cougar.
Yeah, right now when it comes to Hawaii, and Leon has been really the thorn on their side as he's able to drive in very easy. As Yona passing up to Barrett. Barrett going over to the main guy, but passing up to Doyle. Doyle for the long two. No good.
And this time Leon pulls it down, and we're going to see a fast play from Lance. Gets contacted. Vasserhoop, 5th foul here with 7 minutes left. I thought they were going to call a charge, but no. They are going to call it on him. Lance for the and one is good. Bangor crosses the triple-digit score.
Yeah, it looks like the ref kind of hesitated of what they wanted to call it there as well, but at the end of the day, they call a shooting foul on Yona, so Yona has to be really careful. But I will have to say, Lance and Leon licking their chops. They're ready to come attack him when they get back up the defensive end.
Yeah, and now Scooney going to pick it up. Ball rattles around, but does fall in. Like I said, he has been efficient here tonight, just has not been prolific. Which, I mean, I can't blame him. If you don't have great shots, don't take them. And Tiatera has been a troublemaker here tonight. If that's a nice way of putting it, the PG version that can be aired on TV. But and we're going to see
right now.
Lance stepping inside the arc, no good. If he had actually stayed beyond the arc, that probably would have been a good shot there. That's one player that has struggled a little bit tonight, but that just makes this all the more concerning for Hawaii, considering Lance hasn't been hitting shots automatically from beyond the arc.
Yeah, if he gets turned on, that might be lights out for Hawaii. Yona going for that fadeaway, not able to get it down, but Tate once again just taking up any more, but gets blocked that time.
Yeah,
Kadane.
Kadane's had enough of it now, and Leon on the other end is good with the teardrop.
Yeah, right now I think that Leon and Lance are probably, if they have a time to go into the paint, it is now.
Yeah, like you said, Vasanu cannot afford another foul here, and I mean that was Hawaii's weakness last year, was their point guard situation. But Vasanu on the other end, willing to fight, gets an and one opportunity once again. I think he's had 3 now here. And again, free throws. If he makes this, it's a 6-point game. It's very close. 5 minutes and 38 seconds left. That is plenty of time for Hawaii to make a comeback if there is one to be had here tonight.
Yeah, all it needs is a couple of stops and a couple of threes, and it'll be easily tied.
And
they got a huge block there by I believe that was Tate.
It was. Tate answering a block for a block against Kadane. Leon with the teardrop is good. Said 8-point game here. I believe I honestly would just keep putting the ball in Tate's hands. Except for that, Mackenbach
Ooh.
almost intercepting it there. If only he was a quarter second faster, that would have been in his paws.
Yeah, but still good pause all around as we get to see another opportunity for Hawaii. 13 seconds left in the shot clock, though. As Tate. Tate trying to go for a shot, but he gets another foul there.
Yeah, well, I don't blame them. They were double teaming him, and she thought she could get the ball out of his paws. I mean, that's about the only way they've been able to stop him tonight is turn it over. I mean, Kadane got that one block. Congratulations. How about the other 30 shots he's made almost? And that's another way is Mackenbach
And
intercepting it.
yeah, Makaba is able to intercept at that time, and he goes for a long two himself. Not able to get it down, though, as Tate once again with the board. Right now, he's been the board machine for the Kahunas as Doyle gets blocked himself. And
But
that was
now,
again.
Tia up to 4. She has gotten 3 fouls in less than 3 minutes, it feels like. She needs to be careful or she's going to get in some foul trouble here shortly.
Right now, it just seems like this is going to be grittier and grittier as the game goes on. Ziona's able to go for his second one.
Yeah, like I said, they're keeping it within single digits. They're within striking distance. What they need is mistakes. Mistakes from Bangor. That is how they will get back in this game. And Delmont pulling the spin moves. Losing the ball, though. Scooney Barrett picking it up, and Vassen, who going the other way. I mean, talk about Caster's curse. I mean, a mistake. And Tate giving him the ball is definitely not a mistake here tonight, as he has just crossed the 30-point line. 14 for 19.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he has only 12 rebounds. I thought it would have been more considering how often he's been on the glass. And once again, another turnover.
That's 4 tonight for Leon now. But now, 2-point game could be here. But Mackenbach, hero on defense with a block, coming back the other way now. Doyle has struggled against him here tonight in getting any kind of production going. But Mackenbach for 3 is good. Up to 7 now.
Yeah, right now, Mackenbach being the hero for Bangor, and this late in the game on crunch time.
Well, considering he just saved an easy basket and put up 3, that's basically a 5-point net gain because of him. But now Doyle gets the speed advantage against Tiatera, but no good. And now Mackenbach going to bring up the other end. They're not guarding him. Now they are. I thought they were going to leave him a little open there, but Doyle collapses in on him. But another screen, same shot, same result. Bangor up by 10 here, and the crowd is on their feet for Mackenbach's threes.
Yeah, right now they have to find a way to calm him down to the ground as JCK gets the and one opportunity. Leon with his third personal.
And that's the third strike for him, it seems. They're subbing him out for Pura. So he's been automatic on offense. They don't want that anymore. They want defense and consistency, and that's something Pura can offer here. Especially if Mackenbach's hitting threes, I don't see why not.
But gets blocked there by Wildfire. Well, Wildfire gets blocked there. Ziona passes up to Doyle.
And
We get a
Scooney.
3-second violation.
Yeah, that's something he's going to be regretting if they lose here tonight. That just as a moment they could have whittled it down back down to 5, but now they have to keep an eye out. However, almost stolen there, but knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, JCK with the quickness there, he was able to be able to get another defensive turnover. That would have been great for Hawaii.
Lance calling for the screen, getting into the paint, steps back this time, no good. He had a wide open shot.
Yeah, he had a really good shot, got the switch that he wanted and everything.
JCK, after a flurry of passes, scores the bucket. 5-point difference here. 2 minutes left to go, and they're going to let Pura play point here. Lance has not been as automatic as we'd like to see. But in the clutch, I can't help but expect him to make his shots. And Kadane, not so good, missing his bucket.
Yeah, Tate has really been a thorn on Kadane's side throughout this entire game.
And I said both of them in the post. It's honestly, Kadane has done well, but Tate has just been too good. And we see a nice screen. Gets Vassadu to open lane to the basket. Down with 3 here. His land's up to 16 points, but Vassadu just passed him 19 total now.
Yeah, right now they have come down to only 1 possession, so one big stop at a 3 can really change the feeling of this entire stadium.
Well, then again, I mean, that's the problem. Hawaii is not a main 3-point team. Doyle and, oh God,
Ooh.
Lance, that fadeaway 3. I think he tried to shoot a little too high there over your defense.
Yeah, and I could see him chugging a little bit on that one, knowing that he probably should have taken that shot. He was trying to play a little bit of hero ball.
Well, I mean, the shot clock was almost out on him too. But here comes the problem for Hawaii. Like I said, Doyle and JCK are their only real 3-point shooters. And I mean, JCK's of the 2 of them is the more consistent, but he's going to go to the paint and try and get it with a foul, but this time for 2. Good on the first, and this is a scary moment. 52 seconds left. He makes both of them. Down by 1. Bangor now has to make a basket here to really separate themselves. They can't afford to let Hawaii get ahead here this late in the game. They had a 10-point lead just a few minutes ago. Lance Wildfire down the post.
Right.
Oh, that's a huge foul from Tate, and he's going to hate himself for falling for that pump fake. He's good on the first. Is he good on the second? And he is. Oh, Kahunas, please call timeout here. Down by 3 with 37 seconds left. This is important. If they don't take a shot quick enough, they give the final shot to Bangor. So what do you do here?
I would not imagine. I think they're going to have to go ahead and see if they can drive it into the paint. They should either by dishing it out to Tate or just giving it up to or just trying to see if Yona or JCK can drive it. Either way, they have to go for that quick 2.
Yeah, I mean, they could go for a 3 here and try and tie it and force him, but JCK is good from 16 feet out, and now they're doing a full court press. But here's the problem. 29 seconds left, 24-second shot clock. They do not have enough time to burn this down. It's a 1-possession game. Bangor needs a bucket because they will give it to Hawaii for the last shot unless they get an offensive rebound. And Pura are just going to burn the clock out here.
Yeah, they may try to see if they give it over to Wildfire, who goes for 3. Not able to get it down.
It is not good, and now Hawaii has the final shot, and they're going to call timeout, which moves them up to the half court. 7.3 seconds left. That is plenty of time for a play to develop, and the Bangor fans are on their feet cheering, and not for good. They are cheering out of desperation now. They need a stop here.
Right now, when it comes to the final shot, they're probably going to have to force Hawaii into a 3-point shot, or at least a long range. Because if they give it to Tate, it's going to be really hard to contain him.
It is.
He's been on.
JCK as well has come in clutch here lately. And who are they going to go with? Doyle's inbounding, the better passer, giving it to Vassanud over to Cross Crowley. He goes for a 2 with 4 seconds left. It's no good, but Scooney offensive rebound and the putback. And it is good. Scooney coming up with hero plays here after the miss. Offensive rebound and a putback despite the tight defense. 0.9 seconds left.
Even though Scooney Barrett has not really played his best basketball in this game, he came in with the clutch. 0.9 seconds. We might as well call this game over.
It's not done yet. That's plenty of time for a shot, but not a lot of time for anything else. Who are they going to go with?
They're going to have to go Wildfire here.
No, they went Mackenbach, who does not get it to fall. It bounces off, and you can see the Tides players are ecstatic. They just stole one away from Bangor here tonight.
Yeah, what a clutch play there by Scooney Barrett with a quick mid-ranger, cleaning up the board so that final time. What a way to end this game.
Yes, and we're going to go quickly over to the box score, and we'll definitely recap everything that just happened after that. Kadane with a double-double here, 10 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Wildfire, 16 points. He struggled from beyond the arc. That was his biggest complaint. 1 for 6. Would have pulled up his field goal percentage highly if he had been able to convert some of those. Delmont double double, 23 points, 12 assists, but 4 turnovers really cost Bangor. That could have been the game changer right there. Mackenbach, he was quiet for so long and then came and hit 2 big threes, but he was a presence on defense. 3 blocks, 3 steals. Like I said, he was getting it done on the defensive end, and then at the end, he almost brought them a win with two threes back to back. Tiatera doing all she could down low in the post. 17 points, 7 rebounds. 4 of her rebounds were offensive too, which is a very impressive percentage. 2 steals as well. Pura struggled from the field, but was automatic from the free throw line. 6 for 6. Iverson picked it up there in the second half with a bunch of dunks and assists from Leon. 8 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 for 5. Kalsang, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 turnover. Gary, good showing despite some struggles there. 7 points, 2 rebounds. He made a 3 as well. Diego, 6 points, both of them coming from 3 pointers, and an assist, shooting 50% from the field. And moving on to Katu, 2 turnovers really costly. 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a steal in 8 minutes. Gaston Tudor, 4 points and a turnover, but perfect from the floor. 2 for 2. Now jumping over to the team that won in the end, Vastenhout, 19 points, 7 for 11, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, and 6 assists. But Tate the monster, 30 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists and a block, 6 offensive rebounds. Only 4 assists Sai from a triple-double here in the game 1 of the finals. Scooney Barrett, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, but 3 turnovers. But he was 5 for 6, so maybe wanted to calm down a bit after a couple of those turnovers there and resettle himself and not take silly shots. 2 offensive rebounds. And looking at the fouls, though, Vastenhout and Tate were getting in some danger there at the end. Warren Doyle, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. 3 for 11. Could have done a bit better from the field. Julian Cross-Crary, 21 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, 7 for 17, but at the end of the game there, he was coming through. You know, he missed that final shot. It looked very close to going in. Norwich, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Sophia, 2 points, 1 turnover. Blancmage, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Rooney coming off the bench, 10 points, 5 assists, perfect from the floor. I'd call him the MVP of the bench here for Hawaii tonight. And Juniper Hill not really doing a lot, stealing a assist. Sunderman, 2 points, 1 steal. And then Kealoha, 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. And then the last player, Alan Sharp, was not on the game. But jumping on over to team comparison, it was Bangor's game all the way until that final quarter.
Yeah, like I said, it was really the final second with the clutch. I honestly, that that game was really good in the tightness of it all. Hawaii finally being able to take that lead is really good. I really have no words for it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it came down to that final possession, and it was the fact that they never gave up. And honestly, we can't forget in the regular season, Hawaii had snatched away both games against Bangor here. And as we said, cycle through, you can really see it's the fourth quarter that they made the difference. I mean, 62% from the field, led them in field goal percentage. Pretty much every statistic went their way, but more importantly, I think, looking at the stats, is the fact that almost no fast breaks here for Hawaii compared to Bangor, who had their pretty much way of playing fast-paced game here tonight, but it did not convert to a win. Does Bangor need to change their strategy?
Honestly, I really don't think so. I really feel like it's because the fact that Hawaii, which we have seen in the playoffs before, because remember, they have done this to Dakota as well in game before we actually get into the finals. They were able to take it in the last second. They are known to do these types of things. So I don't think it's really one of those things where like, hey, we have to change his entire course of how we play. But it's more so the fact that okay, we know we can take these guys toe to toe. We just got to make sure to not make those unnecessary mistakes because I really feel like it's because of those mistakes at the end of the game is what really kind of costed them of running away with it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, looking at the final stats, Hawaii only ever had a lead at 2. That was their biggest lead. And again, it doesn't matter. It's whoever has a lead when the final buzzer sounds. But looking at the stats, I mean, points off turnovers. Okay, Hawaii had a 1 turnover advantage. Um, it was, I think, the offensive rebounds, really. Bangor does need to find a solution to Tate and Scooney down low in the post, because the fact that Tia was able to match Tate most of the game was helpful, but I can just imagine if she got boxed out a few more times, how much this would have swung in Hawaii's favor. And I mean, honestly, the other stat, 1 for 8 from 3 point percentage. Hawaii's not a 3 point shooting team, but if JCK starts to feel it, he can pull away very quickly in a game.
Yeah, you're right on that regard. I just think that like at the end, the biggest thing that Bangor Freedom have to do keep that pacing up into overdrive. Try and wear them out very quickly. And of course, as you said, you got to find a way to contain Tate. You got to find a way to contain Tate and Scooney. Of course, you did very well containing Scooney because even though he have that one clutch shot, you did only hold him down to 10 points in this game. But when it comes to Tate, you have to find a way to contain it. You got to be able to try and have them be within around maybe 20 points because it's really hard to shut down either of these guys entirely. But trying to find a way to contain them could help them in the long run of the series.
Yeah, and looking back at the replay of that final possession, the 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 reason Scooney was able to get the offensive rebound was because Tia had to assist in defense, and the Wolf Kadane was basically sandwiched between Tate and Scooney, which I would that's an unenviable position trying to go for a defensive rebound when you have those two around you. I wouldn't be surprised maybe if Bangor tries to switch up who's guarding who. Maybe put Tia on Tate and move Kadani, even though he is more of a pure center. He could slide over and take over guarding Scooney going forwards.
Yeah, honestly, it's this. But I think at the end of this day, I would say there were some ups and downs on both teams a little bit because I know that for Hawaii, even though they are going to enjoy this win, which let them enjoy the win because this was a really big win. It swung the entire momentum entirely to Hawaii as we go ahead and continue into game two. But I think really the biggest thing for them is, of course, is just try their best grind this team out because we have seen them being able to try and slow down the pace at least a little bit, or even try and match up to what they could do. But they have to find a way to have Bangor play their game because that's what they're best at is playing that slow grinding game.
Yeah, and I mean, we see that in the time of possession. Bangor had the ball 5 less minutes than Hawaii, and that's just because Hawaii would burn the shot clock down far more and reset the momentum of the game. But I think it is time for us to get close to wrapping up. We have any last thoughts before we send this off?
Honestly, I couldn't have imagined the start of this series to end in any other. What a great performance by both teams. I think this is going to be one of those games. This is going to be one of those series. It's going to be slow, grinding, and fun. And I'm very excited with this as a a former forward as myself to be able to see these guys grinding out in the paint as much as they did in this game. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, and we will be back in 2 days. Back here in Bangor, we'll see if the Tides can turn back the momentum in their direction and at least go 1-1 here because I can't imagine the locker room if they go down 0-2 before traveling to Hawaii. A sweep in the way of the Kahunas might result in some flamethrower issues. So, for everyone's sake, Bangor, pull it together. And thank you all for joining me. I've been Ryan Eastman, and thank you, Marcus Baylor, as well.
Anytime.
We will see y'all, lovely furs, in 2 days. Have a good night.